couple is working in the garden and the wife goes to take a shower. Her husband is looking for a rake and can't find it. He yells up to his wife, but she motions to him from the window that she can't hear. So he points to his eye, hits his knee, and then makes raking motions. "I need the rake." She replies by pointing to her eye, grabbing her left breast, slapping her butt, then rubbing her crotch. The man is confused and runs upstairs. "What? What was that?" "I left it behind the bush." There were two grannies sitting at bingo when one looked at the other and said,
"Did you come on the bus?"
The other answered,
"Well, yes, I did actually, but I didn't think anyone hurt me."
A man goes to a brothel. He selects a girl, pays her $200 up front, and gets undressed. She's about to take off her sheer blue negligee when the fire alarm rings. She runs out of the room with his $200 still in her hand. He quickly grabs his clothes and runs out after her. He's searching the building, but the smoke gets too heavy, so he runs outside looking for her. By this time, the firemen are there. He sees one of them and asks, "Did you see a beautiful blonde in a sheer blue negligee with $200 in her hand?" The fireman says, "No." The man then says, "Well, if you see her, do fuck. It's paid for." A man and a woman were waiting at the hospital donation center. Man, what are you doing here today? Woman,
"Oh, I'm here to donate some blood. They're gonna give me $5 for it."
Man, that's interesting. I'm here to donate sperm myself, but they pay me $25. The woman looked thoughtful for a moment, and they chatted some more before going their separate ways. A couple of months later, the same man and woman meet again in the donation center. Man, "Oh, hi there. Here to donate blood again?" Woman, shaking her head with mouth closed. Mr. Smith owned a small business. He had two employees, Sarah and Jack. They were both extremely good employees, always willing to work overtime and chip in where needed. Mr. Smith was looking over his books one day and decided that he wasn't making enough money to warrant two employees and he would have to lay someone off. But both Sarah and Jack were such good workers, he was having trouble finding a fair way to do it. After much thought, he eventually decided that he would watch them work and the first one to take a break would be the one he would lay off. So he sat in his office and watched them work. Suddenly, Sarah got a terrible headache and needed to take an aspirin. She got the aspirin out of her purse and went to the water cooler to get something to wash it down with. Mr. Smith followed her to the water cooler, tapped her on the shoulder and said, "Sarah, I'm gonna have to lay you or Jack off." Sarah said,
"You'll have to jack off. I have a headache."
There is an American Superman, an African Superman, and a European Superman on top of a skyscraper. They're all having a contest to see who has the longest dick. The American Superman pulls down his tights and blum blum blum. His cock unrolls down the side of the building and across the street. The African Superman says, "That's shit. What's this?" and pulls down his tights. Blum 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 blum, crash. His cock unrolls down the side of the building, across the street, and up the next building, then smashes through a window. Now the American Superman and the African Superman are looking at the European Superman, who, by this time, is laughing his ass off. So the African and American Superman say, "What's so funny? Show us your cock." So the European Superman pulls out his dick, and it's only 3 inches long. But he's still laughing. Puzzled, the American and African Superman ask, "What the fuck is so funny?" The European Superman says, "There's a steamroller coming down the street." A physically large guy meets a woman at a bar, and after a number of drinks, they agree to go back to his place. As they're making out in the bedroom, ready for the act, he stands up and starts to undress. After he takes his shirt off, he flexes his muscular arms and says, "See there, baby? That's 1,000 pounds of dynamite." She begins to drool. The man drops his pants, strikes a bodybuilder pose, and says, referring to his bulging legs, "See those, baby? That's 1,000 pounds of dynamite." She's aching for action at this point. Finally, he drops his underpants, and she grabs her purse and runs screaming to the front door. He catches her before she's able to run out the door and asks, "Why are you in such a hurry to leave?" She replies,
"With 2,000 pounds of dynamite and such a short fuse, I was afraid you were about to blow."